What's going on, guys? It's your favorite businessman, CEO Rico on ceoricotv.com. What's the word, my guys? So today I got another video for y'all. We got a video with K Michelle on Cam Newton. Now, it's a particular part within the video that we're going to go over, and it's a part where she basically had the whole internet going crazy from, multiple reasons. But the main reason was because she was explaining over in Nashville, country music. And she was explaining about that the men in country music over in Nashville, that they prioritize family. They respect family. They go home at like 5, 6 o'clock. They basically at home with their families eating dinner, stuff like that. And if they don't basically promote and prioritize family, that a lot of people wouldn't listen to their music. And then there's a part where, she broke down crying and she started to try to blame black men as to why our family structures are now broken. So we're going to have a deep dive into that and have a conversation about it, because you already know, as a black man, I have a completely different perspective. I respect all people's perspective, but the one thing that I like to do is always have that conversation and to be completely blunt and upfront, and also have statistical data to back it up, because at the end of the day, we are actually the best. Let's get into it.
Well, being in Atlanta all this time and then going to Nashville, where it's predominantly white. One, they go home at 5 and 6 o'clock when they're producing, because they go home to their families. Being a country singer, if you are a singer in country music, you're a man. If you are not married, it is not respected. Family is respected in country music in that space. But in our space, we are singing about side chicks. We are glorifying.
I want y'all to pay attention to the narrative and what she's exactly saying. She said, we are singing about side chicks. So she's only putting all of the blame specifically on men. Just pay attention to that.
A lot of women, that's not what happens in Nashville. You can't call a woman a bitch, a hoe in Nashville, because they'll never even listen to your music, and your professional career will suffer. At what point in the...
And real quick, we all have heard country music to where they're talking about the opposite, sex, whether it be she's a 304, she did this to me, all I want is some books and tail. I know I've definitely heard different songs within the country realm that definitely speaks like that. Just because they're singing about it and they're not as like vulgar, I guess, as hip hop music would be, they still do it. So right there, I already look at it as like, it's kind of bullshit, but whatever.
The black community, do our men create real homes? And even talking, just our first time talking, and you said you didn't even mean for that to happen. Life happens. I'm not here to judge life. I'm looking at a successful black man that has the ability to literally turn the narrative on black family.
I disagree, but okay, I hear you.
And my grandfather, I watched my uncles and everything. My whole family, they're married. I'm not the girl who didn't see what a man...
And she's about to go into her granddad and uncles and all like that. The only main question that I will pose, right? The question I will pose is, okay, if that be the case, that you grew up around that, why haven't you got those results? Because at the end of the day, guys, we can always have the back and forth, the conversation on, is this person's fault? Is this person's fault? But at the end of the day, when we come together as individuals, you have your own results that you gain in life from whatever choices that you have made. I have not seen any, let's say, musician, because that's what they're talking about. Since we're on entertainers and athletes and stuff like that, I have not seen a number, especially from the women's side, besides I think Beyonce and maybe Kelly Rowland, maybe, but I have not seen any other woman that's a musician that has a family dynamic where they have a husband, where they have children, where they're doing it together. All I see is a whole bunch of people in the entertainment industry, athletics and all like that, that's like just publicly out there. Their family structure is never put together. And it's very frustrating that as a community, these are the individuals that we look up to simply because because they got a lot of money because of the sport that they play in. But the downfall within our community is looking at them as one, they have a raw and inherent talent. Yes, they had to work, no doubt, but they had a talent to where it pushed them to there. But at the end of the day, they're glorified employees. That's one. Two, our community does not glorify our business class. And that's a serious problem, because business is what really elevates and pushes things forward. Like, you can look at any football team, basketball team. It's not the players that make the most money. It's the owners. It's the people that's making it all go around. The players are exchangeable. You can exchange them in and out. So it's like, for us to always glorify, oh, I want to be a rapper, or I want to be an athlete, or I want to do, it's like, but wait a minute, why wouldn't you want to be instead of wanting to be the athlete, like, that's cool, but on the back end, why not want to have a construction company, or build your construction company to a multi-billion dollar construction company, or a tech company, or something like that, where you're running it and you can hire the talent. You feel what I'm saying? But listen to what she's about to go into, and when she's talking about the men that she was raised up under and what they had, but then also understand what's like, okay, why haven't you got that then? You feel what I'm saying? Why haven't you got what the men before you had? Because remember, women control access to sex and who's born. Men control access to relationships and marriage. And men typically do want to be married. They just don't want to be divorced. But at the same time, within that relationship, there are certain things that need to happen in order for you to even get to that point. And we'll dive into that in a minute.
Creating a black family is supposed to be. So I'm asking right now, black men, I got to my black men to really step up for black women and create families.
Okay.
It's really not cool.
Okay.
Black men are attacking black women.
Oh, okay.
And it's not a cool, they're not creating homes.
Okay.
They're creating babies everywhere.
Oh, okay.
It's not cool.
Okay.
And I'm asking you, other successful black men, you have to set an example as leads. The cute social media back and forth on black women. Black women are strong. Black women are where you come from, this and that. So there probably isn't any sympathy for you and just life happening, because there's so many other things around you going on that are not fair to black women. What is going on with the black family?
Okay.
We are consistently creating the cycle of kids who can't come home and see their daddy there.
Okay.
And they see their mama sad at night.
Oh.
At what point?
I'm sorry, guys. Listen. It's hard to listen. Now, I understand Cam Newton, his position, because, it's his platform, it's an interview, and it's kind of like, let the person that's coming up in, let them get whatever they need to get off, let them talk, because it makes it, good commentary, whatever, for the viewership. But right here, I'm going to call straight bullshit. Bullshit. And it's hard, for me personally, it's hard to listen to bullshit when I know for a fact it's not true. I'm going to show y'all this real quick. And then we're gonna try to get back and dive into the clip. Like I said, it's hard for me to listen to bullshit, okay? All right, check this out. All right, it's blown up. Let me see if I can zoom in for y'all on here, because I definitely want y'all to be able to see this, okay? All right, look at this. This is what I typed in. Stats that show which ethnic group. Oh, damn, I spelled ethnic all wrong. Forgot the end. Y'all know what the hell it means, so we're going to keep it like it, because it gave me what I wanted. I didn't even realize that. Which ethnic group has the best fathers? Guys, look at this. Since we talking about black families and all, because we going to have this conversation as a community, right? We going to have it. And for all my fellas, this is for y'all to tap in and for y'all to toot your own horn, especially if y'all a dad, because I'm a dad, and I toot my motherfucking horn. And all the dudes that I know that are fathers can toot their own horn, because at the end of the day, we show up for our babies no matter what. We not a part of the dudes that's out here having kids and not being there for their kids. So all this family stuff that she talking about, black man, and she can kiss my ass with that. Check this out. Statistics show that black fathers are more engaged in their children's lives than white or Hispanic fathers. Black fathers are more likely to bathe, change, or dress their children daily. Daily. Oh, but wait. What about black dads and we not in the house and family and all? But yet the data is showing that we are at the top. Y'all see, we at the top. So for somebody, and I'm the type of person, I don't like being lied on. So for her to sit here and say this bullshit because of her anecdotal experience, because whatever decisions that she made in life that fucked her chances up, and that she's getting older and shit, I don't hear K Michelle making, great music, basically edifying or promoting family, good dynamic structure, good relationships amongst, the black men. I don't see her doing that. I don't see no female musician out here promoting family, promoting being, there for their man and vice versa, and love making. I don't see that. I don't see that at all. So when she's sitting here indicating all that, I'm like, wait a minute, bullshit. So let's go over here. Just real quick, I want to show y'all this. So study. Black dads more involved in children's lives than any other group. This is on, CBSnews.com. This was updated June 30th, 2023. So 2 years ago, right? And it's crazy because the 30th is literally tomorrow. Let's go over here. So this was a Pew Research Center. I was looking for some data within here. It was just showing like black Hispanic parents are more likely than white Asian parents to see being a parent as the most important aspect of who they are. You see that? Black and Hispanics. Oh, but black dads, we're not in the family. We're not, we're not creating families. We're just out here having these kids and all this bullshit, right? Okay. Because that's one thing we gonna go at. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna sit here and constantly keep saying that we're not showing up for our kids. We're not doing what we're supposed to do for our children. You're not gonna keep saying that shit. So let's look at some data right here. So this is blackdemographics.com. Okay. So guys, if you ever want to look at, black data, specifically about black people, and listen, guys, for anybody that's not a part of the black community, this is no shade. This is none of that. It's just at the end of the day, we have to get our own backyards together and then come to the front yard to have a conversation. But if we don't get our own houses together, how the fuck can we do business or even have conversations with other ethnic groups? We can't get our own backyard together. So don't ever feel that when you come over here that this is a racist thing, because I'm not racist whatsoever. I hold any and everybody accountable, and at the same time, I love everybody. I don't give a fuck what your skin color is. Like, I got white people, that's my people, Asian, Indian, like whatever. I'm cool with all, as long as we got that mutual respect for one another. Let's get it. So let's check this out. So on blackdemographics.com, this is just at like data statistics about black men. So had to go on here, was looking for a few different things in regards to marriage. So it says, are black men getting married? It basically just shows the numbers. So in 2023, 51% of black men had never been married, while 36% of all men had never been married. So black men in large are basically saying no to marriage. Okay. 34% were currently married compared to 53% of all men. So separated and divorced. 3% of black men were separated. 10% were divorced. Close to 9%, the 9% rate for all men. 2% were widowed, slightly lower than average. Now it says, who are they marrying? Now, don't y'all know when y'all always hear the conversation where you have, black women where they say, oh, all the black men are always marrying white women and all this bullshit, right? In which they like to always talk about athletes when there's only a small number of athletes that are marrying or dating. No, we just don't stick to marriage, that are dating outside of their race. But they always like to say, oh, they're dating white women. But that's not true. So in 2021, about 15% of married black men had non-black spouses, which means 85% of them have black spouses, which means a large majority. Now, 8% were married to white women. 4% to Hispanic women. It says this number has steadily risen from 8% in 2000 to 15% in 2001. And then it also shows the data. So black spouse, 85% have black wives. White spouse, 8%, 4% for Hispanic, and then 3% for other, right? There are 556,387 more married black men than black women. Now, when you actually go onto here and you start looking through the data shows that for black women, only 1 out of 4 black women will be married within their lifetime. Remember what I said. Black men controls access to relationships and marriage, and not black, but men in general. And then women control access to sex and who's been born. Don't forget that. Now look at for black married women. 93% have a black husband. 4% white, 2% Hispanic, and then 1% other. Okay, cool. Now let's get into some other data when it comes to the family and fertility. Now, this one, it was really interesting. Okay, so let's go through the men component first. So this is men under the age of 50. Okay, now 46% of black men aged 15 to 49 have had a biological child. 46%. 81% of black men aged 40 to 49 have had a biological child within their lifetime. Right now, let's dive a little bit further. 66% of black fathers live with their child's mother when their first child is born, married or cohabitating, which means they are together, which clearly is an indication that there's a large majority of fathers that when they actually have a child, they are there in the family, in the household with their woman and their said child. But yet we constantly keep having this narrative that say black men are creating these families and broken homes and all this bullshit. No. That's a very small number of black men that are doing that, but all these women are the ones that's having children by them, and then their households are now fucked up because of it, because of the choice that they made and choosing to bring a child into this world by this dude who does not understand what it means to have that proper structure and family. Or they could just be irritating as fuck to deal with, and that man's like, fuck this, I'm about to just go run the streets and do me, I ain't about to deal with her. At the end of the day, the world does not owe you justification for the decisions that you made. Nobody owe you that. So let's go a little further. Black men are more likely to have only 1 child or 4 or more children compared to all other men, right? So but see, you look at the data here. There's only 7% that's 4 plus or 3. 54% is no kids. So it's more than half that they're more likely to have no children, right? So once again, that's also clearly indicating that there's not a large majority of these men that are having all these damn kids. So let's go over to some additional data. So if you can see here, let me see if it can actually. All right, so this is men and women. So black women fertility. Now check it. 61% of black women ages 15 to 49 have had a biological child. 87% from the ages of 40 to 49 have had a biological child in their lifetime. Okay, cool. But now 41% of black mothers live with their child's father when their first child is born. You see how the numbers just went down significantly? Like, we got to look at those data points in the statistical data that's saying certain things. If there's a smaller of number of women that are living with their child's father, but on the flip side, there's 66% of men that are living with their child's mother when they have a child. What is that now saying? Remember, women control the access to sex and who's being born into this world. How is their number lower, but our number is higher? Okay. Now it says black women compared to all women. Black women are more likely to have only 1 child or 4 or more children compared to all. But look, no kids is only 39%. Remember, for us, it was 54%. Men are less likely to are more likely to not have a child. But then women are less likely to not have a child. You get what I'm saying? 17%, 1, 2, 21%, 13% for 3, 10% for or more. Okay, now check it. Because I was just looking through some of this data set and just trying to understand and analyze this, because it just wasn't making sense on why they always do that comparison, but try to put the blame on us. So says 46%. So let's break it down, black father, stuff like that. So black men and women ages 15 to 49 who had a biological child. Black men 46%, black women 61%. The numbers are higher. Even from 40 to 49, numbers are higher. Black fathers and mothers who lived with the partners, I hate when they say partner. That is retarded. 66%, 41% for black women. So clearly, it's an indication that when a black man is having, or black men are having children with their woman, married, cohabitating, whatever, they stay way more than vice versa. So when y'all keep on, when you hear black women say black men are around here just creating babies, creating broken families and all this bullshit, the data's right here. There's a clear indication that is showing that that's a fucking lie. But they love to put that shit on us. It's a lie. These women are constantly having children by these bum ass fucking dudes, and then they get upset that these bum ass dudes don't want to be there for their children. That's your fault. It's not our job to hold other men to the fucking fire on your behalf when you know this dude ain't shit. You thought that just out of nowhere you were going to be this special fucking dandelion flower that was going to make this dude not stop fucking all these other women or being outside. That's where the whole point. See, some women say marriage isn't a flex and all this bullshit, right? Which in some cases, yeah, you're right. It's not for you as an individual. But if you just for men, a man, it's his job to vet the woman that he's potentially choosing to spend the rest of his life with. It's the same in return for a woman. But if you choosing to carry this person's child, which is that's one of the greatest things you could do for a man. One of them is to bring their child into this world because they need you for that, right? If you bringing a bum ass dude child into this world, one, what does that make you? Two, why do you think that if he, especially like if his characteristics is showing you that he's not productive, he's not looking to marry, y'all not even in a long-term situation. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you know that y'all don't really get along. Y'all don't really have good problem solving skills together. You know, y'all have toxic situations going up. You all in your emotions, you pissing him off, vice versa. Y'all got all this crazy stuff going on. And throw in the fact that he may have other children by other women. Why would you bring his child into this world and then think that you were just the miraculous one where everything was just gonna go great? That's my question. Why? But then people will sit here and get on here and listen to this dumbass shit from women like her that sit here and try to put it on men. And it's like, listen, at the end of the day, I'm gonna tell you just like this. It's all fun and games. It's all funny when women hop on the internet and say what they say. But here's my question for any woman that's now listening, specifically black women that's listening. If you don't even have a kid, or if you do have a kid, are you getting the results that you actually want by listening to dumbass shit like that? By listening to all the women that say negative things towards black men, black community, whatever, do you actually get the results that you actually want? Now, I'm not asking that question in regards to let's say people having a conversation about, you know, where in men's spaces where they talk all the shit that they talk. I'm not saying like that, because in some cases when men have conversations and they're how can I say it? Like when they're having a conversation and they're talking bad about, you know, women, a lot of dudes don't really be wanting to hear that shit. Like, especially, I'm not saying, like, if it's true, then you can have a conversation about it being true. But nobody likes to really like harp on that shit because it gets irritating. Because it's like okay, like, so if those particular women want to do that, I get irritated when I always see like and I guess you want to call it's not manosphere, but you know, people had this problem with red pill and all this shit, right? But I get a little irritated when I hear men talking shit about women who want to be hoes. It's like, okay, that's the route that they're choosing. The conversation should be between men to man, where it's like, hey, bro, you don't have to necessarily be mad because she want to be a hoe. Let her be a hoe. Have fun with the hoe. Do what, you know what I'm saying? If that's what you want to do, partake. But you never bring a hoe home to your mama. You never bring a hoe home to your dad, because your daddy be like, what the fuck is you doing? That's nasty, bro. I didn't teach you to do no stupid stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? So let them do them. If more and more women want to be promiscuous and be hoes and all that, guess what? There's going to come a time where they're going to regret every decision, but they have to now live in that shit. And the reason why a lot of them don't really care is because there's always some simp ass, soft ass dude that's willing to fucking smell them they dirty ass drawers, even though multiple men's cum has been inside of them dirty ass drawers. You see how I start to get a little like, ugh, bro, that's nasty. That's why men have conversations amongst each other talking about the hoes. But it's like, don't be mad at the hoes. Let the hoes do them. That's why when you find a wife, then that is a good thing, because women gonna do what they do. But it's up to we don't if they want our relationships, right? If they want the marriage from us, wouldn't that mean they have to do certain things in order to get it? Now, for the ones that say, I don't want marriage and all like that, cool. Go be somebody baby mama. That's why I never understood why when men say stupid shit like, oh, I want my daughters to be independent. They don't need no man. I be sitting there thinking like, bro, you got to be dumb as fuck, because basically you setting your daughter up to be somebody's baby mama, and that's it. Because what man wants a woman that say, oh, I'm strong and independent, I don't need no man, I don't need you, nigga, fuck you. It's like, what? And I'm not saying women can't be independent as in adults. No. But why wouldn't you? I want to be needed. I want to feel that I'm needed. Because that also helps me, where it's like, well, shit, I got a family back at the crib. I need to go out here, do what I need to do. She doing what she needs to do for the family, and we come together as a unit. We're interdependent. But it's not saying that, oh, my woman just absolutely need me because without me, she ain't shit. No, you can go out there and do what you need to do, but understand, your first priority is this family first. Above all else, it's me and this family, not you as an individual, because other than that, I picked the wrong motherfucker to choose my life with. You feel what I'm saying? Let's look at this real quick. So it says there are 307,000 more black women than men. Despite this, there are more than 550,000 married black men than women. Once again, we control the access to marriage. Black men are twice as likely to marry outside their race than black women, which we already seen that, because they're marrying outside of their race at 15%. Black women are only, I think it was 7%. Black men are twice as likely to, no, we already read that. Also, according to the report, there were 1 million more black women with children than black men. So what is that now indicating? Black women are the ones that are having more children with more than one man. Because if there's a higher percentage of men that are not having children, there's a higher percentage of men that are staying with the mother of their child or, children, and there's a decrease on the women's side, why the fuck do we always have this dumbass conversation to say black men are creating broken families? Y'all don't see the dumbass comparison? Like, y'all don't see that? But then you got her up here sitting here fucking crying, talking about some this bullshit, talking about some black men need to do this and do that. Let's get in. We gonna listen to a few more minutes, but I just can't listen to bullshit for too long, because it's like when you know the truth, you cut straight through the bullshit. Like, man, fuck all what you talking about, because this is ignorant. You're not speaking truth. You're only speaking to your emotions. And honestly, I honestly believe that she's only speaking this way now because she's way older and she probably didn't get the results that she thought she was going to get. See, for too long, women have been believing they can do whatever the fuck they want and there's no consequences because of their actions. But they are seeing that is false. Now, don't get me wrong. Cam Newton got a bunch of fucking kids. And I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't really make sense. Now, I'm not saying he's wrong or right. He has his own situation that he's dealing with. And at the end of the day, I mean, if he take care of his kids, good. But at the end of the day, I'm all for men, woman in the same household with their family, rocking that shit out, making that happen. I'm all for it. I will rather everybody be like that than anything else. But to constantly keep having conversations with motherfuckers who don't even do that, and then trying to blame everybody because of them, I don't rock with that shit. Because the data shows something completely fucking different. Completely different.
Is the successful black man in this world going to step in?
You see how she keep on saying successful black men. So she throwing everybody else up under the bus, and she only catering to this one specific category of black men. It's bullshit.
And really create structure. I see white men doing it every day. I get to witness the best of both worlds every day. Getting on stage singing R&B, being here in Atlanta, I get to sing R&B, but then I get to go to Nashville and be like, you mean you ain't staying out till 6 in the morning? You gonna go home to your family? You gonna write this song and leave at 5 and 6 because you gonna take care of your family and your wife? At what point do the successful black men build black families? We ain't gonna ever have a black family if y'all don't do it.
or if the black women stop sexualizing themselves, stop being out here getting fucked on by everybody, stop having a huge ass fucking body count, stop having these fucked up attitudes to where they think that, oh, I don't need no man, nigga, fuck you, and I'm gonna use a child support system to put you up under. No, like, come on, bro. Like have the real conversation. And that's why sometimes when it does come to black men, if you look at multiple different interviews, Pop the Balloon, whatever, like it was a recent one where Pop the Balloon where a chick actually went off on a black dude simply because the dude said that he did not like one particular woman's short hair. He said it was a preference. You know, he don't really like the short hair. He like long. This other woman started to go in as if that shit was, first off, that is so disrespectful to even talk to a man like that, for one. That's one. Two, he can't have his own fucking preference. Tell me something. As a black brother, you shouldn't have said that to her. I can say whatever the fuck I want. That's what's wrong with a lot of y'all. Y'all think that we can't say what we want. Because at the end of the day, here's a real truth for y'all. If there was really a war, men and women war, there will be nothing a woman could do to a man if he really wanted to do something. Like, just think about that. If men actually came together as a collective and said, you know what? Fuck this. We about to have a real all-out war with these motherfuckers. Do y'all really think y'all will be able to do absolutely anything about it? There's nothing in your physical capability you could really do about it. So it's like the way that they talk a lot of times be just crazy because as men, I'm not going to say all of them, but there's a certain segment of the, upper echelon of men where it's like, I'm not about to go back and forth with this woman. Who is this woman? Like, why are you even really talking to me? You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to engage in this ignorant ass, you and your feelings and all. And the way my man's handled himself shows that he was a part of that upper echelon. Like, I'm not about to go back and forth. It's my preference. I can have any preference I want, just like you can have any preference you want. When women want this dude of a certain height, certain length in his manhood, certain income size, certain look, he needs to be able to do this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, just for her regular ass. Men don't sit here and bitch and complain about, and I'm not, and you got to understand, when I talk about men, I don't talk about the bottom of the barrel. I talk about the average to upper, you know what I'm saying? Upper, because they are productive. They do things to where it's like they are on their mission or purpose and they're moving forward. So I just wanted to preference that. But yeah, like that's something that we need to have real conversations about.
We're never going to have it. It's just not going to happen. So if your mentality is, yes, things happen. And I'm not knocking you for that. I didn't come here for that. But at what point do you take that black woman? Do you be in a home and show your kids what it's like, At what point do you take a grip to it, not make excuses for it or mantras and things like that? It is so unfair to black women who have been.
I can't listen to no more of this bullshit. I can't. It's because it gets really irritating. I'm not gonna lie. Simply because everything on what she's trying to play this victim role as if these grown ass black women are not choosing the choices that they got themselves into. That's where I'm coming from with it. That's where it's unfair. The black women that's in those relationships, that's putting in the work with their man that they chose and vice versa. They getting it in, they putting in the work, and they are having successful families, successful structures, communication, all of that. This boy, she's right along the lines like Dr. Umar. And I used to have the utmost respect for Dr. Umar, but I do not anymore. I can't. Because they always come in that shit from a victim narrative instead of accepting the responsibilities that they had as an individual, putting in the work to change it and becoming better. A prime example. Let's do this real quick. Look at her outfit.
In the strength.
Titties is on display like a mofo. All the makeup, the lashes, the hair. Men tell you all the time, we don't like that. Some women say, oh, you're just insecure. Oh, you don't have the finances to afford all this. And it always blows my mind because it's like, as a man, what the fuck make you think is my response? You are a grown-ass adult. Women fought for equality like a motherfucker. What makes you think it's my job to upkeep your upkeep? Why is that my job? Are you a grown adult or are you a dependent? Which one are you? Are you a strong woman or are you a fucking child? Are you rich or are you broke? Why should I pay for your upkeep if that, especially if a dude met you that way? Why should he have to pay for it when that's how you already were? I could see if it was like y'all were dating, y'all were together, and then he just came up and said, hey, you know what, babe? I want you to start doing this, this, and this, and this. And you know what? Just to make it easier on you, I'm even pay for it because I want it. Okay, then that's a conversation that we can now have. Cool. Your man wanted you to look this way. He was like, you know what, babe? Cool. I just need you to take care of the bill for it. He like, bet, no problem. But if you already coming like that, and which, in all honesty, as a man, I don't like women who wear all that. I don't like lashes. I don't like makeup. I don't like the fake ass hair. I don't like none of that. Like, I like naturally beautiful women. And my woman is naturally beautiful. No lashes, no makeup, no none of that shit. All that shit on you. I hate that stuff. But when men tell you this, and then you go do the opposite, like, oh, I'm just doing this for me and all like that, where it's like, well, how the fuck do you think you're going to attract the man that you want if he does not want that? You don't get to do the things that you want to do and think another person is going to automatically just have to, okay, I'm just going to deal with it just because it's just you. No. And this is the shit that you get. Then you have all these women on here saying her crying and bitching and complaining because they're not getting the results that they want, but you did not put in the work that you needed to put in to get there. So at the end of the day, guys, that's my 2 cents on that, because that whole thing was bullshit. So like I was saying, make sure you drop a comment. Let me know what y'all think, because I really want to know if y'all agree, if y'all disagree. Tell me where I'm wrong at. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll get at y'all next time. Peace.